Hi guys, and welcome to Tech Savvy, your path to IT freedom. Today, I'll be teaching you guys how to use a VirtualBox. First of all, we need to know what a VirtualBox does and what it is. A VirtualBox is a simple software which emulates other PC hardware. So you could be running Windows 10 on your computer, but using a VirtualBox, you could also be running Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 95, Mac OS, Linux, anything really. The program I use is called VMware. VMware is a free, I use VMware Player, sorry. There's Workstation Pro, which is the paid version. VMware Player, Workstation Player, is the free bit. So, VMware is the software I use. It emulates other PC hardware. So, how a VirtualBox works. So a VirtualBox emulates PC hardware, as I said. So you can set your VirtualBox to have 4 gigs of RAM and 1 core. And then inside of Windows 7 or Windows 95, whatever, it will only detect that 4 gigs of RAM and 1 CPU core, even though your computer might have more. So after you've downloaded and installed VMware, you get this screen. You won't have any of these operating systems. I've already had to play around with it, so that's why it's there. So, we're going to start with Windows 7. So, Windows 7 is also another Microsoft operating system, so that's what we're going to be emulating. So you choose install a disk image file, and then choose your disk image file. On this note, you're gonna have to download a Windows 7 ISO. An ISO is the installation media of your OS. So I would recommend a site called archive.org. It is a site that preserves history, internet history, like websites, books, videos, audio or music, software, and images. So they have a neat feature called Wayback Machine. The Wayback Machine allows you to go to a specific time of a site. So I could watch a YouTube. I could see how YouTube looked like in 2005 by using the Wayback Machine. You can enter a URL or keyword. However, that's not what we're going to be using today. Today, we're going to be using this, which is the search. To get Windows 7, you search Windows 7 ISO. You can choose from the 32-bit and the 64-bit version. For this video, I will be using the 64-bit version. Once it's loaded, you can use this one. I use this ISO. You go down and you click download. The ISO will be 2.8 gigs to about 3.5 gigs. However, after you've installed the OS, you can just delete the ISO. So you go browse, downloads, Windows 7 Professional, and there you go. It's VMware has immediately detected Windows 7 64-bit. And you click next. You can enter a Windows product key, and you can put in a password and username. I don't have a Windows 7 product key, so I'm just going to skip this step for now. VMware will give you an error saying you did not enter a product key. Windows will install without one, but must be manually activated later. Would you like to continue? When this pops up, just say yes. We can always find a way to activate it later. Click next. You choose the maximum disk size. VMware automatically puts it at 60, but I would put it at 50 or 40. And then, there you go. I'm just going to click cancel for now, since I've already set it up. Edit virtual machine settings. So VMware automatically chooses 1 core and 2 gigs of RAM. However, this is Windows 7 Professional, so you need to put a little more. For memory, I put 4 gigs, not 2 gigs. For processors, since it's Windows 7, I really don't think you should put any more than 2, but since I have 8 virtual cores, I'm going to put 4. It really depends on what CPU you have. I have an i5 Tension, which has 4 local cores, and it is hypothesized to have 8 virtual cores. The hard drive, 50 gigs. Don't worry about floppy or CD/DVD. Network adapter, keep it as NAT, the default for VMware. NAT takes your Windows 10 or Mac OS, whichever you're using, or Linux, IP address, which is your network name, and then shares it to the VirtualBox. For USB controller, I'm just going to leave it as USB 2.0 since those are the only ones I have. I have a USB-C port, but I really can't do it. Windows 7 really doesn't support it. For sound card, leave it as use default host sound card, which means it will use the default sound card that your computer has. For printer, I don't have one, so just leave it as that. And then for display, this is where you need to know this. You need to notice something. It says accelerate 3D graphics at the top. Only click this if you have a GPU, like a 1060, 2080, 1030, 3080, whatever. Click that. I only have integrated graphics. I have Intel Ultra UHD graphics, so I wouldn't click that. And then for monitors, you could use host settings for monitors. It will detect how many displays you have and what size or what resolution. Then you click OK. When you're using Easy Install, it will automatically just run with the default settings, but I would recommend you quickly close it and bump up the RAM and do that. There is a tool called VMware Tools that you can install. You go to Player, Manage, Install VMware Tools, but Windows 7 doesn't support it. Okay, so I'll be back when Windows has booted. Okay, so Windows has now booted, and as you can see, it's just Windows 7. It's a standard installation running right on top of Windows 10 inside of VMware. For some people, this might not be that big of a deal. They're like, why would I want to run an old version of Windows? It's run out of support and I can't really do much on it. But there are some people whose apps still haven't been updated for Windows 10. So that's where Windows 7 or Windows 8 will come into play. And that's pretty much it. Since I already installed Windows, I'm already in. However, for starters, it will install Windows. Everyone knows how a standard installation goes. It copies the files, expands files, installs it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, there we go. I will now... Oh, another thing to note. Don't go here and shut it down from here. Or do this. You can corrupt your data. Go here and shut it down from inside Windows. Okay, that's pretty much it. So that's how you run a different OS inside of Windows 10 on VirtualBox. Bye, and see you next time in another video.